Okay, so I assume you know how to get onto the Transpennine cycle route, the TPT, Transpennine Trail. It's down at Gauzy Bank, so it's just make a left here off the A560 and go down there. The Gauzy Bank Bridge, we're going that direction, which obviously is east. You see the sun just rising, so we're going right along the path there. The left way goes down to Didsbury and the River Mersey, and, well, down to Sale and Altrincham and stuff. But we want to be doing right turn there, along towards the pyramid. Yep. I assume most of you have been along the Transpennine Trail before, but this is only a few hundred yards long, this section. Just connects you up to the pyramid. It's quite pretty. Here, this is actually at the pyramid. You can either go that direction and loop down under the new cycle path and up under the viaduct over Heaton Norris Park, or drop down to Lancaster Towers that way and rejoin the TPT, or you can go along here. This is the easier, flatter route, so we'll do that. Usually I go the other way, so it won't work out, but we'll just go straight along the river here. The main roundabout, and we're going straight across there. We're going to follow that bus. You can also get here just by dropping down from the railway station, from the railway station side of Edgeley. So obviously this is the roundabout at the bottom, on the bottom of that road. You can also, as I said, come up under the viaduct, but that requires quite a lot of climbing. You have to climb over Heaton Norris Park. The advantage of climbing over the viaduct is that basically there's no going on the road, and here you go on the road for a couple of hundred metres, as you can see. It's a bus lane only once you get to the roundabout. The next little roundabout as we'll go along, so that's safe enough, but at this point there's a little bit of running on road, so if it was very busy you might not want to take kids up it, and you might have to just go up or walk up over Heaton Norris Park instead. But anyway, so we're heading along that way, past the Light Cinema, and then we'll be making a left, dropping by Lancaster Towers, dropping down onto the TPT again. Straight along here down this bus lane, and then at the far lights, not the first set of lights, but the far lights, we're making a little left. Left at Lancashire Hill, just opposite Hurst Accountants there as you go past it. Left up Lancashire Hill just about 100 yards, so we're making a right, basically through that little greenery, and then we're going to loop round on the TPT. Up the hill, it's well signposted. We're off to Reddish Vale, so that's fine. Just make the left. Just make the right there, and just drop down there in about 30 yards. You drop down that path onto the river. Yeah. Come down that path. It's quite well signposted. You make a left along the river. Don't go across that bridge. Yeah, so make a left. That's fine. Quite a short but pretty path. You often see bunny rabbits hopping around here. It takes you down to past the Tesco's to the Portwood roundabout, and the TPT goes upward onto Reddish Vale. Path ends there. The Tesco's just behind there, and this Portwood roundabout just down that way, a couple of hundred yards. We're going across here, and we're going along up towards Portwood roundabout on the other side of the road. So there's Portwood roundabout, there's the Tesco, well, the Tesco fuel station, the big Tesco you can't see because that's boring. There's the mill. We're going the one that says up, the one that's signposted there. That's what we're going through. That one's quite nice. You want to go along, and that goes around the river bends, and it's quite pleasant sort of Reddish Country Park exploration, but we're just going straight way up that way on the TPT, so that's the way to go. The alternative, if you want to do another quite nice ride, is you can go over that side and go up towards Bredbury Hall, where you can join the Allen Newton Way up to Marple, but we're actually doing the reverse of that, so we'll come back down that way. So eventually we'll come back down this way, but for the moment we're going up this way. There, hill short, but might be a little breathless if you're going up it, and then we're along there. That's the plan. So that's heading towards Bridlington. This is on the TPT. 100 yards further on, and we reach this left turn. We're going left through that gate. If you go on and you go find yourself under a tunnel, you've gone too far. So we're making a left here. There, it's well signposted, so we're making a right that way. We're not going down there towards the river. We're making a right that way. Okay. It looks like along the TPT before Reddish Vale Country Park, just on the way to it. This is a fairly long section, a couple of kilometres probably. I'll check my watch and give you a readout at the end of it. But it's flat, it's fine. It's not the most brilliant surface, but it's muddy, and as long as it's not actually raining, it's okay. It's obviously dry, so it's absolutely fine at the moment. in winter and it gets very wet, this can get quite bogged down, but during summertime it's absolutely fine. That way, through that gate. Now, here's a little point. The TPT signposts go down there. It's only a couple hundred yards. There's also there, it's meant to be a bridle way. It has got a cycle gate there. That way leads you to a trap, which is lots of nasty steps. So as you fly down there, you end up going head over heels. So be careful just at the entrance to Reddish Country Park. So that's the best way to go as a cyclist, but just be careful because it can be quite steep with people coming up. So obviously go slowly. But so I'll go that way. But that way technically is the TPT. Also, that gets very badly flooded if there's been any rains. That bit it can become very impassable. So generally, go down that way. Although that's a little bit naughty. It's not meant to be for cyclists, I think. By a trap. You're barreling along, going downhill quite quickly and hit that. You'll be very careful. It's quite a narrow passage on the right of it there. That's the easy way, which is the way I came down. And that's the entrance to Reddish Country Park. So that's where we're going now. Okay, I've just come along there. Reddish Country Park. Very nice. Lots of cygnets there. Some cygnets of the swans. Ducklings better avoid them, or the swans will drown them. And we're going through that gate and then following the TPT signpost there, which is Denton Broadbottom. Yeah, Transpennine East, all the way along Transpennine East. Oh no, we're literally just by the side of the. Just come out of there. You'd have thought on the main Transpennine cycle trail they'd have made sure that they had gates that bicycles could get through, wouldn't you? I mean, it's okay. Obviously, normally you'd have to lift it over the horse gate there. But obviously, if you had a really heavy bike or you were a bit frail, perhaps using an e-bike and it's heavy, or you're carrying kids in a trailer or dogs in a trailer or something like that, it's a right pain in the neck to get over there. And they should need to sort this. This is a bit ridiculous. That gate's neither use nor ornament. They need to put a proper cycle gate in. About 100 yards along past, we're just going along the lake there. About 100 yards further along. What you've got here is we're going again through another one of these fantastic cycle gates. It isn't a cycle gate, that's a TPT. So we're going that direction. As you can see, that is also signposted up there. Hume, Manchester Cycleway. You can get the Manchester Cycleway up there. You have to go through Reddish. It's a little bit fiddly until you know it. It's not brilliantly signposted, I have to say. And it's about maybe a kilometre of driving through Reddish. So it's not like Reddish, so it's not actually ideal. There's no sort of easy. It's not a massively easy off-road route, but it's not too bad once you've done it a couple of times. And that can loop you onto the Fallowfield Loop or Manchester Cycleway, and you can at Reddish you can go east across it down to eventually Debdale Ashton Canal, and then go to the city centre that way if you want to, or you can do the Fallowfield Loop and obviously end up in Fallowfield Chorlton if you want to do that as well. Okay, but we're going that way again. Yet another lift. So if you happen to be frail and riding an e-bike or carrying kids in your trailer tent, it's another pain to get through. Just a few yards on, you'll see we've just gone around the lake there. That's the lake. We've gone around. We've just come down through there, up here. Now here is the only significant sort of heart-raising hill that you're going to come across on this entire route. And this is it goes up to a farm track. The reason it's a bit of a pain is it's gravelly, and it goes on maybe a kilometre, and it's all uphill, and it takes you eventually over the motorway, over the M60, and that's where we're going. And it takes you up, and then you get to drop down into the River Tame Valley and go through Hume's Wood. So that's the next part of the TPT, but it's the only significant sort of. Well, you might need to rest halfway if you're not super fit, or even walk some of it perhaps if you're very unfit. But we will get up there, and it's just a bit gravelly, and it's not much fun because it's not ground. It's a bit of a grind up here. It's all right, nice weathers, but in the winter and stuff, it's when it's muddy as well or rainy or whatever, it's slippery. It's even less fun. But anyway, up here we go. About the gravel. So it's not massively steep. It's just all slightly uphill and a bit gravelly, but it's all right. And you get some nice views. To be fair, as you go up. It's 700 metres, we've just come up that, and there's the bridge over, so we keep on going straight. There's some nice horses in the field there, and that's that's the only climb of any merit, any note really on the route. Otherwise, it's fairly easy. 100 yards later, just be careful. You come back, you come along. Come through that gate, under that. And then you end up here. Look for the right turn sign. So it's immediate first right. You don't stay very long on in this housing estate. You just you just make a right straight away, and then a couple hundred yards along on the pavement there's another right, which is quite sneaky, quite hidden, so you'd look out for that. Sign for the right hand turn, because we're going down there, that's where we go down. It's cunningly hidden behind that telegraph pole. There it is, and that's where we go down. So we go down this thing here, just goes down and back up again, and then it takes you into Bridlington, ready to go drop down to Thames Valley. So we've just come up there, you see it's signposted straight along here, going along that road, and that'll take you out to a main road where you drop down to Hume's Wood. Notice especially that despite having two options, the council haven't bothered to put a drop curb on either of them, even though this is the main Transpennine cycle path. So they're more thinking ahead. Too busy installing solar panels everywhere, I think. Okay. Yards further on, you come to here, you'd expect it to have seen a TPT signpost, but I'm not sure there is one. But anyway, it's right. So we're going right here, we're dropping down this road for 300-400 yards maybe. You can get a fair bit of speed up, it's quite a steep drop, just be careful if your bike's not up to it, you can hit sort of 30 plus miles an hour on it. Okay, it's fine if your bike's made for it, otherwise just keep care not to go too fast down there. Spread down here, be careful, there's only a very small signpost for TPT there which you can miss because of the, because you're going fast and there's trees in front of it. We're going in here, Hume's Wood, Thames Valley. Beautiful, this is a really beautiful bit. But it's quite a steep break, because you're likely to be travelling 30 odd mile an hour when you're coming down here, and it's quite a short break, so just be careful. Not a big problem if you overshoot, you just come around and go back, but so be it. Long through there now. Gorgeous through here. We're hitting a bit of the section really from now on all the way until you get back to Stockport, to back to the Portwood. It's gorgeous, this whole section now. There's something matter if you don't really enjoy cycling along beautiful riverbanks on a sunny morning. Hume's Wood, it's a couple of kilometres probably. There's a bridge there across. If you're determined to avoid the Peak Forest Canal because perhaps it's the middle of the day and you think it might be rammed, you can make a left there, and you can get back on, back on through Marple, and you can get up to Marple up some roads, but it's a couple of them are quite steep. It's obviously got traffic. That's not ideal. So you can go across and make a left if you have to miss the Peak Forest. And if I end up doing this in the middle of the day, I tend to do that. But it's still relatively early in the morning. It's 8:20, so I think we'll risk it for a biscuit, and we'll go along that way. Just go along all the way to the end of this bit. Hume's Wood. Around not quite the end of Hume's Wood. And you go following that cycle trail to Broadbottom. So just going there, and it just comes down. To make a left at the bottom, you'll see it. It's very simple to do, so not a problem. So so we just come to the end of the trail, make a right, I guess, and then make a left. Next left. 100 yards from the last one, and we're now in Hortondale Local Nature Reserve, going through there. Again, very beautiful. This is the way eventually to Broadbottom, sort of Glossop, Broadbottom, Hadfield, that way, up by Longdale Reservoir. So if you keep going, I've done that before, that's quite a long ride. The problem really is there's no easy circuit. You have to come back the way you came a lot of the time. If you go up there, it's enough. I used to take a train back from Glossop or Hadfield sometimes. Yeah, we're not doing that. We're only going a few hundred yards up here, then we're going to go across a bridge and go up to join the Peak Forest Canal, which is basically up there somewhere. So that's fine. Just in terms of distances, it's about 11 kilometres. You're probably normally about 50 minutes in. I've taken a little bit longer because I keep stopping to talk to you. But yeah, usually it's about 50 minutes to get to here from Edgeley, and it's 11 odd kilometres. Again, quite pretty, just going along here. This is Hortondale. At Waterfall we've got a right turn, so there's a little incline, small incline, and we're going right, so that's the way we do it. Right turn. When you come to a branching path with no signs, it doesn't matter, they both join at the same place. They basically just loop round that little copse and end up on the same riverbank path, so it doesn't matter, pick either way. I like to pick the one on the right because it's a bit steeper and I enjoy pretending for a few seconds that I'm on a mountain bike, but you can also tootle down that one. But it's only a few hundred yards, 50 yards or something, it's nothing. Path leads along here, a couple of hundred yards, and through the gate. Here's the bridge, it's a TPT section, so this is the TPT. So let's go across the bridge, okay? Simple enough. Into fun cycling territory. So we've just come across that little bridge there. I've got options. That's main Transpennine Trail goes that way. We're going to leave the TPT now. That takes you up towards Broadbottom, Hyde, so eventually up to Longdale and along that way, I think. This way is if you want to do the TPT via Werneth Low, which is about a maximum, I think, 14% hill. So that's for people that want to test themselves and go up over the tops and stuff. Road mammals and road cyclists and the like. And this, which isn't signposted at all, is actually where we're going. That is the route, the only route without steps that I'm aware of, back up onto the Peak Forest Canal. It's quite short. Actually, there's a little hill there, then it's flat for a bit, then there's a tremendously steep bit just at the very end, only for about 20 yards. You might need to walk the last very steep bit, unless you really power up it. Okay, but it's we'll go up there. So it's not, you're off the Transpennine, you're not going to Werneth Low or that way. You're just going up that hill there, and that takes you straight onto the Peak Forest Canal and takes you down to Marple. Beautiful. So 50 yards or something up there. A little bit of climb. That bit, just they see the Peak Forest Canal just there at the very top. So about 20 yards. You're probably going to push up here, unless you want to get out of the saddle and stand, or unless you've got an electric bike, you ram it up in turbo or something. Or unless you're just very light and very fit and very psychotic. But scrambling up there probably isn't a great idea. So it's probably best just to walk up the last 20 yards of it onto the canal. Hi, this is the Peak Forest Canal. It's the highest canal waterway in England, I think. Absolutely beautiful, connects with Marple. It's probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 miles. So just come up that way, just walked up there from the bridge you saw, and yeah, absolutely beautiful. So we'll tunnel down here. There's a tunnel, dark tunnel, quite a long dark tunnel to go through, about a couple of miles in, maybe 3 miles in. So if you got space to take your normal glasses as well as your shades, that's probably worth swapping over for that tunnel. It's maybe 100-150 yards, and it's not very well lit. Otherwise, that's fine. We'll toddle along. Major duckling sail past here. Oh, yeah, goose or gosling, I suppose. Major gosling. Sail past. There we go. Look at that. So it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous here. And deserted. I've seen one person walking a dog and one jogger, I think, so far. Look at that. Fantastic. So come along the canal. Do you remember that tunnel I was talking about? There it is. It's a dark tunnel. It's relatively narrow. So best to take your shades off if you can. It's okay. It just goes on for, as you can see, fairly decent distance, probably 100-150 yards or something. Okay, 15.5 kilometres in, and 1 hour 5 minutes of cycling. We're off the Peak Forest Canal. We're just going to go down there, and it makes a left. And that takes us there. It's signposted Middlewood Way, Rose Hill. You can link up with Middlewood Way here, Rose Hill Station, but we're actually going to go down past Chadkirk on a cycle path, the Alan Newton Way, at the beginning of it, and just pick up the Alan Newton Way that leads from bottom of this road. We're going to come down to all the way to Bredbury Hall. It's more, you'll note that they haven't bothered to actually make it cycle friendly, despite the fact they've happily, put their cycle route links on it. You'd have thought they could put something down the side so a bike that can't be carried can go down easily, but no is the answer to that. That's just the bottom of that drop, and it's signposted very clearly, and it's just go along here, just a few hundred yards. So straight through these cargo bike friendly gates. Straight through those gates, very clear instructions. There's a very nice church, beautiful with the cherry blossom and stuff in the early spring. So we'll just go that way. You can go up that, actually, you can go that way if you want. It's Red Eagle Pub. Make a left. We're going on the left, that's the Marple Road. Got up by the side of the church. Here's a road. You can go down this main road if you want. It gets very busy, rush hour and normal traffic conditions. Obviously, Sunday morning in coronavirus, it might be. What time is it? 9 o'clock. It might be quiet. But anyway, there's Otterspool Road. There's a cycle path, and you can go on that cycle path. It's nice, new tarmac. That takes you all the way down to Alan Newton Way. So we're just going to cross the road safely, and then go down there again safely. If you don't want a freewheel, you might hit quite high speed, probably 30 plus miles an hour. You can do it if you want. If you're not comfortable with that, then don't. Right. So it's signposted there. And you can go along there, and it takes you up to, it's quite a steep hill actually, it's pretty Chadkirk estate. It's quite a steep climb though. I'll get your heart rate up certainly, and that takes you up towards Sixth Form College, I'm not sure which one, and then it takes you up some back streets, very quiet suburb streets, up to Rosehill Station and the beginning of the Middlewood Way, which is at the waste disposal place, and that obviously Middlewood Way obviously connects you through Point into Macclesfield. You can also get a high lane off it, so sometimes I do a loop where I go up there to Middlewood Way, go down to High Lane and drop back to Edgeley through Bramall, Davenport and Cale Green, come back that way. But not today. Today we're going down here. It's not signposted for some reason. This is the other bit of the Alan Newton Way. So the Alan Newton Way continues there, but actually the main bit of the Alan Newton Way is we're about to go down the bottom of here and right, and that takes you through to Bredbury Hall and Stockport through some really nice farmland. Those are the lights you saw just after the turn that you can go to Chadkirk. So it's just down here, 50 yards or something, and here. So it's the Goit Valley, Hoysbrook Nature Reserve, down that way. That is the Alan Newton Way. Yeah. And as you can see, it goes to farmland and some woods, and then up over, and it's really nice. Okay. Quick clip of the forested part of it. Beautiful bird song. Nice, quite wide cycleway, tarmac, very good. As you can see, I think in the distance, probably Burnham Mill, is it? Basically the direction we're heading. As you can see, this is the farmland part of it. Horses and all in all, very pleasant, and again not particularly busy. Occasional jogger and walker. That's about it. Okay, so that's the end of the Alan Newton Way. As you can see, that's Bredbury Hall. It's just here. I'll walk around so you can see. Bredbury Hall. Shut at the moment, of course. Now, I do feel I'm ranting a bit at the poor councils. I know they've got a tough job. Here's signpost. Alan Newton Way continuation takes you to Peremill Vernon Park. That's brilliant if it did it. Don't try and do it, it's not been completed yet. So they've put the signs up, but they haven't actually built it, and it comes to your padlocked. It comes to a padlocked gate across a field, so you can't actually go that way. So we have, at least until they finally complete that, just to go very briefly onto a road, the main road, which I don't really like. So we're going to go along here and left, and then it drops us down onto the main road that drops down to Peremill Vernon Park. And we're going that way. Along there, and we're going left down here. If you've got young kids or you're not comfortable on the road, then I would suggest you use the pavement, although you're probably not meant to, but there you go. That's probably the council's fault for not actually finishing the cycle path. Otherwise, it's relatively quiet obviously on a Sunday, so it's fine to go down the road. It's about maybe 400 yards, is it, to the maybe 300 yards maybe to the main road, and then you make a left at the main road. I'm posted Stockport Centre TPT. So it's a left here onto this road. I'll show you it in a second. Okay, so not ideal. You haven't really, the roads aren't particularly, the footpath isn't particularly wide either. So I think with the kids, you definitely go on the footpath on one other side of the road. Just do it slowly. Adults obviously should go on the road. It's got no cycle lane, as you can see. It's quite busy. But on the other hand, you're going downhill, so you're going quite fast, so you can basically stay in primary position. So I'd advise you not to hug the car doors or the guttering here. I think you'll be doing 30 mile an hour probably if you just freewheel down, and I would just freewheel down in primary, which like that guy's doing, and the cars will just have to wait. And that's the best, safest way of getting down there. Don't try to go down there in secondary. Somebody opens a car door on you, or you hit some glass or something in the gutter, you'll be right into the cars. So yeah, for safety reasons, I'd go down the middle of the road there in primary. Okay. And when they do finish that cycle route, you'll miss out that slightly dangerous drop, and you'll just come out here, which is a lot safer. You need to be in the right hand lane here and make a turn. Alternatively, again, if you've got kids or are not comfortable on the main road, and it's a busy road as you can see, yeah, go on that pavement. It's a big wide pavement and you can go along quite quietly. If you want to, that's your preferred route. I'll go on the road and we'll see. Okay, as you can see, we've come down here. I actually came down the road and just got off here, but I said I'd strongly recommend, if you had kids, that you just take the pavement down. That goes towards the Madness of Portwood roundabout, which you definitely don't want to be driving over by bicycle if you can help it. Hop onto there and you can go across, and you can take the underpasses down to the Tesco basically. I'll just close the Tesco. That's our plan. Going straight across here, all those 4 lanes, just go across them safely, carefully. Obviously if you need to, you've got kids, you can use the light signals to do it, or if it's busy. And you're going there to that cycle path over there. So we just go straight down that cycle path and make a left just here, and drops under a subway. And we'll see under that subway. So make a left under that subway, and then we're bearing around right, obviously heading back over towards the Tesco area. Basically heading back past the way we came up to go to Reddish Country Park originally. We're up and through that little subway. It then branches. You've got options for the town centre, which you don't take, and the Transpennine Trail, which is this one, the right branch, take that one. Junction, you don't go down, you go that way, you go right, again under the subway. So you don't go there. That obviously takes you back along towards, well, town centre, doesn't it? So that's the other way. Right. Out Tesco, just down there where that lady's just jogging there, brings you back out of Tesco. Obviously we're just going to go along this path, and then we're going to make a left back onto the Transpennine up towards the Lancashire Hill flats. Yeah, that's the plan, it's the way we came. Okay, so a sign posted there, we're just making a left across those lights and down the TPT. Had a little climb up from the River Tame there, nothing too stressful. Now you've got 2 options here. The way we came was down there, if you remember, so we just reversed the route. We'd go along there, left, right at first to Accountants, past the Light Cinema, and just drop back along the river, along the road, and roundabout, and then along the river. That's one option. That has some road traffic on it, but is flat, and therefore not the heart rate option. The heart rate option, the one I usually take, is go over Heaton Norris Park, which is basically the off-road option. So we'll do that, and you can come that way as well if you're feeling fit, and I'll go back that way so you can see. But it's just an alternate route to get from Edgeley to here, basically. And it's if you don't know what Heaton Norris Park is, you'll get to see it. So we'll go up that way, but it's something that will put your heart rate close to the max because it's quite steep as it rises up to the top of Heaton Norris Park. All right. Go straight up and straight across that pedestrian crossing, then make a left and right, sharp left and right. So we'll go across that pedestrian crossing first. So it's actually, there's Lancashire Hill. So you can go to the bottom there and make a right, and that's the low heart rate way. The high heart rate is to continue going up. For some reason it's signposted up that hill, although in fact it's just easy to go up that one. But we're going that direction anyway. So we're making a dogleg left here and up over there. That's behind us there. Signposted Disbury 4, Northern 6, and we're back to Reddish and Broadbottom, and that's Heaton Norris Park. We're just going to go down there. Just if you go all the way downhill again, you can get quite fast. Watch out for walkers and people, and also there's cobblestones at the bottom, so don't go flying through too fast. But it'll take you back onto the A6. You'll see in a second. Heaton Norris Park, if you don't know it, we're just going straight down there. We've just come straight from up there. Some tennis courts and a bowling green and a nice walking park just up there. But we're just coming down the cycle path straight down there. We've just come down there, down a little cobbled section, and this is the A6, so you can see viaducts. And what we're going to do is just go across at those lights under the viaduct. That's the new cycle path. It just drops down to the roundabout at the bottom near B&Q. So that's what we're doing. We're going across those lights and down that way. Signpost for it. There's the new freshly painted and tarmac cycle path. Goes into the viaduct and drops down. So that's where we're going. Down there. Obviously we're not actually going to the roundabout, it's just at the junction at the bottom. And we're just going across here, and then up on the right hand side there's a little cycle route. It just goes up to the top of that hill on the right hand side. That's where we're going. Come up there, and we're going straight across there. So we're going straight across traffic lights, and we're going to make a left and across the bridge there. So straight across there, that's where we're going. Okay, so we've just come straight across, and we're going to take the Brinksway sign across that footbridge. So it's the cunning plan. Go across there, then we make a right to drop back down onto the TPT. Across the footbridge, make a right down there through a subway, and it brings you out across down the pyramid. From the left hand side there, brings you down here. Obviously that's the pyramid, and just across there. Watch out, because even at weekends and stuff, this road can be quite busy for some reason. I have no idea why, but it's an industrial estate. And make a right, and you're back onto the TPT, just going down to Edgeley. This time it's a left off the Transpennine cycleway. It's the first left anyway, and that takes you across the bridge back up Gauzy Bank. Two ways to basically get back up onto the A560 and sort of St Lesmar along that way. That goes by the recreation centre, or the community centre, which is fine, and that way takes you up onto the main A560, nicer tarmac basically. I'm going up this way, but again with kids or people that are feeling not happy going on the main road, then you want to go that way. The alternative to not going the main road here is if you go up, go on the pavement outside the church slowly. And given how dangerous the St Lesmar junction is, because you're funneled into a blind junction with lots of fast moving traffic, you might be sensible to use the pavement if you go up that way, but otherwise you can go up that way and avoid the issue. Petal Heights is a little cycle path there that goes on literally 20 metres, comes into a bus stop on Gauzy Bank, and then funnels you out into a row of parked cars that cunningly also block the ability of anyone turning right down out of St Lesmo to see the traffic coming, including you, and then funnels you into lots of BMWs zooming down. And obviously Sunday morning, 10 o'clock, fine. Try it at rush hour, absolutely lethal. So yeah, nice wide pavement, use it, that's my view on that. Unless you're basically going at the traffic's high speed, of course. Alright. A day there, 1 hour 45 minutes, 26 kilometres. I'll post the Strava stats. It'll have the heart rate stuff on it, so you can see how hard some of it was, which is not very much at all. But you've got to bear in mind I was stopping every few minutes to do a quick bit of dictation, or a quick bit of voiceover, so my heart rate will be lower than it would be if you did it non-stop, obviously. And that 1 hour 45 is total time actually spent pedalling, not the elapsed time. I've been out for probably 2 or 3 hours now. Okay, thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed it. So now you know how to more or less safely do a very beautiful 26 kilometre circuit from Edgeley if you want to.